Have you ever wondered what happens the moment a person takes their last breath? Does the soul linger on earth, watching over loved ones, saying unspoken goodbyes? Or does it immediately transition to another realm, beyond the reach of the living? It's a question that has fascinated humanity for centuries. Different cultures, religions, and spiritual beliefs all have their own perspectives. Some say the soul remains for a short time, visiting familiar places, observing loved ones, even giving signs of its presence. Others believe the journey is instant, that the moment life ends, the soul moves beyond this world, leaving nothing behind but memories. But what is the truth? How long does a soul stay on earth after death? And if it does linger, can it communicate? Can it feel? Can it still influence the world it has left behind? In this discussion, we will explore the mysteries of the soul's journey. We will look at spiritual beliefs, ancient traditions, and personal experiences that suggest something profound happens in those moments after death. And by the end of this, you may find yourself looking at life and the afterlife very differently. The moment of death is unlike anything else in human experience. 1 second, a person is here, breathing, thinking, feeling, and the next, silence. The body remains, but something essential is gone. That energy, that essence, that soul, where does it go? Many believe the soul does not immediately depart. There are countless stories of people sensing the presence of a loved one soon after their passing. A favorite song plays at just the right moment. A scent fills the air, though no one else can smell it. A shadow in the corner of the eye. A dream so vivid it feels more real than reality. Are these just coincidences, or do they reveal something deeper? In some traditions, it is said that the soul remains close to the body for a short time, hovering between two worlds. It sees the morning, hears the words spoken over it, feels the emotions of those left behind. Some believe the soul waits, observing its own funeral, watching who comes, who weeps, who whispers their final words. And then, slowly, it begins to detach. But how long does this process take? Some say 3 days, others 7, some even 40. In certain cultures, families hold ceremonies at these intervals, believing the soul is still near, still transitioning. These rituals serve a purpose, not just to honor the dead, but to guide them, to help them move forward, to let them know it is okay to leave. There are those who claim to have seen spirits in this in-between state. They describe mist-like forms, whispers in the night, objects moving without explanation. Is this proof that the soul lingers, struggling to let go? Or is it simply our minds, desperate to hold on to those we have lost? Near-death experiences provide another fascinating perspective. People who have been clinically dead, yet revived, often describe floating above their bodies, seeing everything that happens in the room. They hear conversations, witness doctors working to save them, even sense the emotions of those nearby. Some describe traveling through tunnels of light, meeting deceased loved ones, or being told it is not their time and sent back. Could this mean that in the moments after death, the soul does not leave instantly but remains, observing, deciding, waiting? Science, of course, offers a different explanation. It tells us that what people experience in these moments is simply the brain shutting down, a final burst of electrical activity before fading into nothingness. But is that all it is? Just a flickering light that goes out, never to be rekindled? Or is it something far greater? Evidence that the soul is real and its journey continues beyond the body. Think about this. If the soul does stay for a time after death, what is it doing? Is it trying to comfort the living, seeking closure, preparing for what comes next? Some believe that unresolved emotions can keep a soul tied to the earth longer. If a person dies suddenly with unfinished business, their energy may remain. This is why some people feel the presence of a loved one strongest in the days or weeks following their passing. The soul may be trying to complete something, to say something, to ensure that those left behind are okay. Others believe that souls can return to visit, even long after death. Have you ever felt the presence of someone you lost even years later? A familiar scent, an unexplained touch, a dream that felt like more than just a dream? Maybe these are not just memories, but moments of real connection. Proof that love does not end with death. So, how long does a soul remain on earth after death? Perhaps the answer is not measured in time, but in connection. Perhaps some souls leave instantly, while others stay, waiting until they are ready to move on, or until those they love are ready to let them go. But what do you think? Have you ever felt the presence of someone after they passed? Have you experienced something that made you question whether a soul truly leaves right away? Think about it. Because in the end, the journey of the soul might not be about time at all, but about love, memory, and the unbreakable bond between the living and the dead. If the soul lingers after death, what exactly is it experiencing? Does it still feel emotions, hear the voices of loved ones, see the world it once knew? Or is it simply a presence, watching in silence, detached from the life it just left behind? Many spiritual traditions suggest that the soul goes through a transition period, where it is neither fully in this world nor fully in the next. Some believe that the soul remains in a state of awareness, witnessing the reactions of those it left behind. It may sense the sorrow of family members, the whispers of prayers, the tears that fall in quiet rooms. There are countless stories of people feeling an overwhelming sense of comfort shortly after a loved one's passing, as if the soul itself is offering a final goodbye. A sudden warmth, a brush against the skin, an unexplainable peace. Are these just tricks of the mind, or is something greater at work? In certain religious beliefs, the soul undergoes a process of review. It reflects on the life it lived, the choices it made, the impact it had on others. Some traditions suggest that this period lasts a set number of days, 3, 7, even 40, during which the soul remains close to earth. After this, it moves on, crossing into the afterlife, whatever that may be. But what if not every soul is ready to leave? Some believe that souls with unfinished business may linger longer. This is why so many stories exist of spirits appearing to loved ones in dreams, delivering messages, or even making their presence known in more mysterious ways. Have you ever heard someone say they saw their grandmother at the foot of their bed the night after she passed? Or that a deceased loved one appeared in a dream, saying they were okay? These experiences are so common that they cannot be ignored. Could it be that the soul, before fully transitioning, reaches out one last time? Then, there are those who believe that traumatic deaths create a different kind of lingering presence. When a person dies suddenly, without preparation, their soul may take longer to understand what has happened. Some traditions say that these souls stay close, confused, struggling to move forward. This is where the concept of spirits and hauntings often comes in. Some say that places where tragedy occurred hold on to an energy, a kind of echo of the soul that once lived there. Have you ever walked into a place and felt something off, as if the air itself carried a weight, an invisible presence? Could it be that some souls remain tied to certain locations, unwilling or unable to let go? And yet, there are also beautiful stories, tales of souls returning not in sadness, but in love. A mother who lost her child feels a sudden warmth at night, as if tiny arms are hugging her. A father grieving his son sees a butterfly land on his shoulder at the exact moment he whispers his name. A woman missing her late husband smells his cologne in an empty room. Coincidences? Or messages from beyond? Science tells us that the brain seeks patterns, that grief plays tricks on our minds, making us see and feel things that aren't really there. But if that's true, why do these experiences feel so real? Why do they happen to people who don't even believe in the afterlife? Perhaps the answer is that the soul does not disappear the moment the body dies. Perhaps it lingers, not just in a place, but in the hearts of those it loved. Maybe it remains just long enough to ease the pain of separation, to whisper a final farewell before moving on. But where does it go next? Does it ascend immediately to a higher realm? Does it wait, watching over the living? Does it return in another form? Different cultures offer different answers. In some traditions, the soul rests in a waiting place, a transition phase where it prepares for its next journey. Others believe in reincarnation, that the soul does not stay on earth as a ghost but returns in a new body, a new life, carrying with it the lessons of the past. So, if the soul remains after death, for how long? Hours? Days? Forever? Or does it simply depend on the soul itself, on what it has left behind, on what it still needs to do? And more importantly, if souls remain, do they watch over us? Do they protect us? Are they still with us in ways we cannot fully understand? Maybe, just maybe, the end is not an end at all, but a continuation, a bridge between the world we know and the mystery beyond. If the soul lingers after death, what does it truly experience? Can it see us, hear us, feel our grief? Or does it exist in a space beyond our understanding, drifting between realms, waiting for something, someone, to guide it forward? Many believe that the soul, even after departing, maintains a connection to the living. This is why so many cultures have rituals to honor the dead, to help guide the soul, to offer prayers to ease its transition. In some traditions, people light candles, recite special prayers, or leave food offerings, believing that the soul still visits, still feels the pull of the life it left behind. But if the soul stays, even for a short time, is it conscious of its presence? Or is it merely an imprint, a shadow of what once was? There are stories, thousands, maybe millions, of people experiencing something profound after losing a loved one. A dream so vivid it feels real. A voice whispering in the quiet of the night. A sudden chill, a flickering light. An unexplainable feeling of being watched. Skeptics dismiss these as tricks of the grieving mind, but those who have felt it, who have lived it, know otherwise. How do you explain a child who, too young to understand death, suddenly starts talking about seeing their late grandfather? How do you explain the dog that still waits by the door for its owner, long after they've passed? How do you explain the uncanny timing of a song playing on the radio, the exact song that meant something special, just as you're thinking of them? Coincidence or a message? And if the soul remains, even briefly, does it choose when to leave? Some believe that unfinished business holds a soul back. Maybe it's a love unspoken, a forgiveness ungranted, a duty left undone. Have you ever heard stories of people clinging to life until they see a certain loved one? And then, almost as if they were waiting for that moment, they peacefully pass? Could the soul, even after death, linger just long enough to ensure something is set right? Then, of course, there's the question no one can truly answer. Where does the soul go when it finally leaves? Some say it ascends, guided by unseen forces, welcomed into a realm beyond human comprehension. Others say it reincarnates, returning to Earth in a new form, a new body, carrying whispers of its past existence. Some believe the soul simply fades, dissolving into the universe, becoming one with the great unknown. But what if the soul never really leaves at all? What if it stays, not as a wandering spirit, not as a ghost, but as energy, as presence, as a force woven into the fabric of the universe itself? Think about it. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. So if the soul is energy, does it ever truly vanish? Or does it continue to exist in ways we cannot perceive? Perhaps that's why, years after losing someone, we still feel them, in a certain scent, in a familiar laugh, in a place that holds memories so strong, it's as if they never left. Maybe that's why some believe in guardian spirits, souls that remain, not because they are trapped, but because they choose to watch over us. And maybe that's why when we talk to those who are gone, when we whisper to the heavens, when we close our eyes and say, "I miss you," we sometimes feel a response, not in words, but in something deeper, a feeling, a knowing. So now I ask you, what do you believe? Have you ever experienced something that made you question whether a soul truly leaves? Have you ever felt the presence of someone who has passed? Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell your stories, because if there's one thing we can be certain of, it's that the conversation about the soul does not end with death. It continues, just like the soul itself.